Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Well, there's a lot of confusion out here to this day about who so-called African Americans are, or black people in America, and how they got here and who they are. Let's start by me saying that earlier today, I found out that some herald from somewhere within the African continent, either you or your parents did recently. This is the definition that I am putting forth. Recently, 2 generations, 1 generation. Okay? Here's the problem when you enter into what you call the black diaspora within this country. That includes Negroes and foundational black Americans that have went through. You've been through those things, and you have not. No one else in this country has been through those things. Now, I spoke earlier of how and I'm gonna stick to the father. I think I can't make that promise though, but it would be respectful as far as his daughter and his younger sons go. We speak to the father. Let's do it that way. Let's do it that way. To the African father who has immigrated here and has had children. He may be scratching his head and wondering why the black America include what we've been through here for over 400 years, because you act differently. You respond to the same stimuli differently. You respond to the news differently. You respond to other races, and especially white people, differently. Now, the white establishment sees this. So do you not think that they will always favor you over the ones who they have spent 400 plus years terrorizing? They will always favor you. But you as the African act as though you don't. You're still not getting it, are you? Let's break it further down there. Let's break it further down. You will always be favored because you don't have the relationship that we've had with them, which is one of terror, land theft, rape, murder, mass murder, slavery, Jim Crow, redlining. I can go on and on and on. But the list never ends. Gentrification and whatever they got planned for after that. With the intention that don't have time for this shit. We really don't. We don't have, this is so fucking small in the big scheme of things. We got shit to do. And we still sitting here, in fact, we're not going to have the argument with you at all. You know full well what you do and how you fit in and what your status is or your ranking is in the social order. But you argue from this position as if you're not, when you know that you are. It will take at least your children becoming 18 years old before they ever get treated like black people treated and kill you. Are you getting it now? This is not rocket science, really. This is street level sociology 101. Behavior. Behavior based on social strata. Behavior based on social strata. What is social strata? Social strata is those who you are surrounded with. Generally speaking, from the second grade. It's different now because there's a lot of moving around. But generally speaking, under the old definition, is the people you will grow up with, you will find. But most of us are not conscious of it. So it just kind of hangs around. You get old with the people who who you walked on the streets with when you were 6 years old. Only in the 90s did this change. Only in the 90s with the advent of I'm trying to think of something major that happened that changed it a little bit. Affirmative action. Affirmative action. But we ain't gonna stay there. That's a whole nother argument. That's got nothing to do with you being an African or anything else. Even dealing with the Negro in his natural environment. As far as he is concerned, he's in someone else's environment. Anyway, I started out earlier with a whole different attitude. A whole different attitude. Largely because I speak for the Negro and we're tired. We see the game. We see the pattern. We see the plan. We see this repetition of always doing something using some scenario or some other people to get in the way of what would, in this country, rarely hates anything except himself. See, and not only that, he has no voice. And I say he, because unfortunately, in the paradigm of America, the black woman has a voice, and the black man has no voice at all. Purposely, willfully, because she is a part of the same social structure that you are by race, she is by gender of a race. Are you getting it now? Are you getting it, African Americans? A pejorative, not to be confused with the continent of Africa. They have nothing to do with Africa in most cases. They born and bred right here, brought here as slaves, and some were already here. Now, I'm going to get to that part about some of the Negroes already being here. Okay? But I want you to understand the socio-political aspect of this. Plus, you show up at a time when mankind globally is in flux, because we really don't have that kind of animus for you. It's not even you at all, except your willingness to be used by the establishment against the Negro masses. And that's what you have done generationally. Let me take it further. The Negro does not feel that you have any right to speak on his behalf. So therefore, you should, at the very least, identify yourself as not having similar histories, similar understandings, similar. It's something that they want, and then they immediately look at how can we take it from them niggas. That's just point blank fact. And they're still doing it today. That's how you explain gentrification of every black neighborhood in this country. Every one of them. Why didn't they put them where they are, unless they still look at the black community or the black neighborhood sort of like their fathers did, as slave quarters. Slave quarters. We as the masters live over there, and them as the slaves live over there. And we own the slaves, and whatever the slave own, we also own. Whatever the slave create, we also own. We even own his wife. We even own his child. But I'm sorry about the deviation. I was off on a whole nother tangent, wasn't I? My bad. I was off on a whole nother tangent. But some of this shit had to be said anyway. It's not like that they don't know it. They're not trying to shield themselves from a knowledge. It's not. And the Negro's position is not the same. If you have not noticed. If you have not noticed, I mean, I don't speak for the Negro in this audio as you would think. No, this is just about facts, and they just happen to be Negro. There is a difference. I'm not speaking in the defense of the Negro. I'm bringing you facts. Facts. See, the Negro can never affect you, but by your very presence, you have the ability, or Ghanaian, and I'm sure that you are proud of her, as I would be. Hell, I'm proud of you. And yes, we are a part of you, especially Ghana. You know why? You know why? That's the very, man, listen, let's not go into it. And I mean, have you taught her anything? So at any rate, she shows up here in this country, the daughter of an American black woman and a Ghanaian father. Not a problem. Not a problem. But what have you been teaching? The establishment, his desire, his wants, his needs. If that's the case, well, then that's the case. But be a man and say it out loud. I mean, I'm not saying it like that, like you go out and you start a fight. No, but you should live it. Live it. Like I live who I am. I don't walk out the front door with an image and an accent. No, I have to live this shit. I gotta walk it like I talk it. I have no choice in this. I have to walk it like I talk it, or all hell breaks loose. Trust me, I say, Lord, you know, this is a big job here, and you done set out standards and rules to how to do it, how you want it done. Maybe if you remove some of these standards and rules, I'll have a lot more confidence about the situation. But it's not the size of the job, it's the requirements that you have put upon me to do it. That's the rub. And you know what God said to me? God said to me, everything is in order. Now, I made sometimes the only way to peace is violence and war. Understanding this from the position that I'm in, not to be confused with yours. It's different for me. I don't even see you like you think I would see you. No, I only see you as someone who is exhibiting behaviors and actions that are going to harm my people. Now, back to what I was saying. I'm not pro or anti anything. I'm about as middle of the field as you can get. And when I'm not, and they will always choose you, sir, over native black people. Always. Because they have not harmed you. They have not stolen any land. They have not raped and murdered and killed and genocided you. Don't you get it? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. ICE performs a duty. Okay? What do ICE stand for? That's how far, I don't, listen. ICE performs a duty. They enforce law. I get it. I do. And she said that she was in some area of Houston. And that's another thing. You know how close you are to me? You don't want to do this. You don't want to let her do this either. What you want to do is talk to her and make her understand that this is serious business. This is serious business. Very serious. Okay? Very serious. And there's a different outcomes to that conversation. They're like that. Black people are not there like that. If you haven't noticed, we're not there like that. We understand that we are no longer a part of this world's problems. We on some different shit. We on some different stuff. Okay? We're not a part of the world. because the world has went out of its way to make sure we would not be a part of the world. By the way, world, thank you. You have cut our work down by at least 30% for not letting them ever be as successful. Only she's put her name out there. And people, man, this one sure got legs. Young lady, I'm going to go past your father on this one here. You should be careful who you associate yourself with, and you shouldn't, and if I may fucking asperse your friend, you probably need to have a better class of drinking buddy. I'm just saying, be careful what you associate yourself with here in that black skin, because some of what you have associated yourself with has already been. You will notice that they fit together like a puzzle. A puzzle. Now, what does that tell you? That for it to look that way, it had to start out as one big landmass that broke up. That is how black people were already here. Are you getting it now? They floated off. They were already here. Going by different. In fact, let me go. Let's get the skin tone. Or do I want to do that? Because in the end, I'm by facts. We already know the evolution of your cultures. Facts. Facts are shit that's already been done, already been spoken, already been written. Those are facts. They have not been contested because everybody of that time agreed that that was the truth. That you call history. Okay? So understand this. District 18, sweetheart, they didn't tell you. You really need better friends if they didn't tell you this about what's going on. Man ain't gonna never put his own face on it. He know that he's doing wrong, so he makes them do their own kind wrong. I don't know the value of that anymore, because we know that it is him who pulls the strings. It is him who have the purse strings. It is him who has the power. It is them who act like yes man. Yes, sir, boss. I'm going to get it done, boss. I understand, boss. The black community is replete with those types of people. But they're being sought after. They're being, in real time, excommunicated. Who has told us at an organizational level and a street level, F you and what you think. This is just the reality. This is the reality. Told us point blank through their organizations. Fuck what we think. Okay. And these are the very people that have their own representation that someone else in melanated skin wants to come and give them even more representation. What happened to your own skin? What happened to the melanin? What happens like that? Goodness. So you are a danger. Because she's already said she is a danger. Now how does this translate on the ground? She will reinforce gentrification. She will reinforce every benefit and every privilege that they receive, in spite of the Negro, and in spite of how they suffer and get absolutely nothing in her face. She's already saying, I save you, me, and her, and those who love her, a lot of heartache. A lot of heartache. I don't know her personally. I don't even know her politically. But I am telling you, sir, that if she enters that seat, all the rest of them know. All the rest of them know. And they didn't tell her, because I refuse to believe that they did not tell her Hey, sister, let me talk to you. Tell you about this seat right here. No, they didn't do that at all. I know they didn't do it about anything. We don't use it. That's fair. But understand this: if you go down there and you represent what you say that you're going to represent, then, ma'am, sir, she's not going to make it. She's not going to make it. No one will ever sit in that chair and espouse views contrary to reparations, contrary to a hate crimes bill, contrary to financial equality, if he actually mistaken. No one hearing this would misunderstand what I'm trying to say here. It won't be tolerated at all. Those days are over. That's an echo from past patterns. Sir, have you ever wondered why all of the politicians that are black come from fraternal organizations? We used to wonder that too. Now, through careful investigation, going back decades, we have the truth. We have the truth. So let me ask you a question. Who had a set punishment of 400 years, longer than that. But that last 400, God wasn't as mad as he was in the beginning. That time is up. Anything acting or threatening to act against the Negro generally and specifically the Negro male, we're going to deal with you. We're going to deal with you. So if you come from systems and beliefs of equality and patriarchy and matriarchy, all of this shit man-made, you're going to have a problem with us. Pounds over here, we gave you money and goods for the Negroes over there, and now you come over here 400 years later, 500, almost 500 years later, and it's the same thing again. You taking advantage of what's already there, and him taking advantage of you, taking advantage of what's already there. Okay? Now, if you're confused, and I'm sure you're not, think about your daughter. If it was your son, I would say the same thing. And anybody else who due to the graciousness of the governor, he has pushed back the elections to the 18th. I'm quite sure some of what I am saying went into his thinking at the state level on a personal man to man and white boy to white boy type of discussion. They've already had this discussion. That seat is a special seat, ma'am. And I can't repeat this enough. If you can't feel the boots, then you probably shouldn't be there. Father's hurt is an ugly thing. It's an ugly thing when men are hurt. So we want to avoid all of that. You either feel the boots and you represent black people, period, who have a history of being black in this country for 400 or 500 years, or you shouldn't be there. You will be perceived as an enemy threat. I promise you that. I promise you this. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. Gonna do it. She's going to have to do it loud, meaning she's going to say that I represent my people. My people. If she cannot do that, sir, whatever happens is on you. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1.